Welcome, everybody, to episode 3 of the Divisionary podcast. I am Wolf of Cherno, one of your hosts, and joining me today is my co-host, as usual, DB the Division.
Hello.
Keelan562.
Hello, everybody.
And Splinter Shield when he hops in the Discord. But today, guys, we're going to be having a really nice episode for you all. We have a lot of topics to talk about and a lot of fun little things we're throwing in for this episode, and I think you guys will really enjoy what we got going on today. But for starters, we have a new segment going on, and is what happened this week in the community kind of thing we want to try and focus on, because we want to continue our community focus with everything. And we feel that'll be a good inclusion for our podcast, and I think you guys will all like it. But it looks like Splinter Shield just hopped into the Discord. Did he?
I did.
Hi, Splinter Shield. And Splinter Shield, our third co-host, is here right on time.
Sliding in right under the wire.
He had to do that. That's perfect. But yeah, for starters, we can talk about.
Is never late, nor is he early.
Okay.
He arrives precisely when he needs to.
All right, I am starting this episode with poop in my pants, and I'm gonna keep going. And I'm gonna keep it going.
Mission accomplished.
All right.
Smells like you to me.
Timmy Grant, thanks for the follow, bud. But today we're going to talk about the new segment we got going on. And for starters, we're waiting for you, but we're going to wait for some people to get active in the chat on our Twitch stream right now before we do the first thing. We're going to do like a division dating kind of thing. I think you guys will like that a little bit.
Yeah.
But that may correlate to a certain hashtag that's been going around Twitter, but you never know. But for right now, we're going to go over the hashtag My Division Cosplay Collection, which if you are a cosplayer or know cosplayers in the Division community, right now you might know a couple, but
Just a few of us on.
Yeah, just a couple of us. But you know, there's been a lot of people showing off their collections and different photos. And who was the person that started this hashtag on Twitter recently?
It was Chihiro-san, who's a Japanese player, friends with Agent Mad.
Yep.
Yeah, she's got a Fail Hour cosplay, and the girl from Division 2 trailers with the
Demolitionist.
The Demolitionist,
Yep.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know
She
she's
did
done
a
it.
great job on it.
Yeah, her and Mab both did great jobs on their demolitionist cosplays.
Yeah.
I recently did my own cosplay. If you guys follow me at Wolf of Cherno on Twitter, you can look at some of my first cosplay pictures.
Debuted just this week.
Yeah, I debuted a couple days ago, some basement pictures. Then yesterday I did some outside pictures. So if you go to @WolfOfCherno on twitter.com, you can check that out if you're really interested. I think I did some pretty nice work on there. You know, my friend and I, Alessandro, who will have a Twitter here soon, so I can properly credit him for his help with weathering my items that I purchased and all the other things that we helped fit on there and work. I actually had like a green hat I was going to wear, but I felt like a red hat would just look kind of better in the photos, and I think it did. So, yeah. If you guys want to check that out, you can. But now that I'm done plugging myself, we can go back to topics. But the Division Cosplay Collection, I've seen people such as Agent Mab and Wild Max and, you know, all the other people that have participated in that. And if you guys have checked that out, you can definitely see a lot of cosplay collections. Have any of you guys done any collections for that yet?
I haven't yet.
But
and
you're
I
going
need to. I need to, but I was torn because there's one more thing I'm trying to a little upgrade I'm trying to do on my hunter outfit, and then I'm gonna get some real nice pictures taken. You might notice like there's a lot of hunter pictures out there, but there's not like any of the really nice pictures yet.
Yeah.
It's because I've been kind of waiting to do this one last thing. And then I'll do that, but I should just put some stuff together and throw it out there. 'Cause, you know.
Yeah, just get a compilation of your past stuff from other, you know, conventions you've been to, and E3 and the rooftop and all that, and that parking garage you guys did. I think that'd be really cool. Even though, yeah, we've seen that a lot already, but you know, it's still good to add to your collections, kind of like a portfolio.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, we gotta see yours, Dave and Keelan. We're still waiting on your Division 2 cosplay. We heard you got some new pieces coming, or that already came in the mail.
Just, just waiting
Yeah,
for the
that's
last
right.
Yeah,
little handfuls of stuff. I got some nice new toys.
he's got some. He's got
Some
some.
that just arrived, but all the clothing pieces are in. So essentially, with the 3.x version, based off the Division 2's, kind of new aesthetic and everything, it's 3-in-1 for this go. So I'm just waiting for those last pieces to come in. The basic. Hey, here's what I look like in the backyard.
Yeah.
A
Nice.
little bit, just a little bit.
Cannot wait to see that. It'll be awesome.
It's not as good as.
But yeah, once I have all that in the bag and everything, then I'll probably.
Yeah. It's not as good as a barn silo, you know. You need to get yourself a barn. Need to get yourself a barn
Not
silo.
But we do have an abandoned sanitarium up the street. I just don't want to get shot.
Damn. Oh, yeah. I'd be
No,
careful around
the
there.
some of the local PDs they use it for training exercises and they don't announce when.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd be careful with that place. That'd be a nice location, but
And the
yeah.
cosplayer was never heard from again.
Yeah,
It's an orange tip. It's an orange tip.
the LMB won that one.
Yeah,
That was
they
done.
they may have gotten a little carried away with that one. Mr. BFG, hope you're having a good day as well, sir, in the chat. But after that, we have been tagged on Twitter by none other than Locked On TC and some other good boys and girls of podcasts. I
Oh
believe
yes.
Locked On TC tagged SitRep, Division Central, Bombshell, and Division 2 Hub. And then we also were included in that further along. But there is a speedrun challenge we've been challenged to do. And SitRep Luke recently said, Lexington, World Tier 5, challenging 4-man squad on PC. 50% or above of the podcast crew, video evidence needed. For to be warned, I've never been one to do speedruns. But
Until now.
if we could get a 4-man group going, we'll definitely do that. And we
Come on, boys.
We'll
I was
Tomorrow
mentioning
morning,
earlier.
Saturday morning. What do you guys think? Let's schedule this.
I was mentioning that earlier. Unfortunately, I don't have it on PC.
yeah, that's the
that's
sad
right.
part.
I'm gonna have to tag somebody in
Yeah,
to represent.
we could definitely get somebody in.
peaceful.
We can.
Yeah.
So wait, are you the only one not on PC?
I think I might be the only one not on PC.
You need to fix that.
I don't know if I'm gonna fix it by tomorrow morning.
No.
Yeah, just go to Best Buy or something and just open up one of the display cases. Just I'll give it back. I'm just doing a.
Do you have any nearby friends with a PC? No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No, it's all right, Keelan. We'll tag somebody in.
How quickly can I get to level 30 in a night?
Yeah.
I actually know that it took me about 4 hours, or less,
It's,
like 3 hours. I
It
think.
can be done.
Yeah, you remember Shields.
Oh yeah.
that's
No
a speed
no
run.
pressure, Keelan. No pressure.
Yeah, that was a crazy night. But yeah, we definitely accept your challenge, and we will get around to that, and we'll send it to you guys. Locked On TC. Shout out to you guys, all the good boys and girls over there. Just claim that you're testing it before you buy it. Says BFG.
Here we go.
That's literally something that I do. Oh man.
Yes.
But should we move on to the first topic that we had on the number one segment, guys, or should we wait a little later?
I'm 50-50 on it.
Who would be our participant in that?
Still think it would be funnier than the ladies.
Oh.
Hmm.
Oh yes.
He's intrigued.
Okay. Okay, I'm down.
Oh man.
Huntress
When
might have something to
when
say
you
about
put
that,
it
though.
that way.
Just bringing Shield's Division dating profile up on Tinder.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
bring up the 3 division dating
Well, wait,
profile.
we should talk about that hashtag first, right?
Yeah, okay, so division dating,
Little backstory.
hashtag division dating was a hashtag that's recently been trending on the division community on Twitter. And basically, it's division members creating like a fake Tinder profile of sorts. I actually created a real Tinder profile to get an authentic screenshot. For my,
There we go.
talking about your agent's likes and dislikes and fears, and just putting up a great picture and everybody like would reply to these profiles left swipe or right swipe for the reasons.
Yeah,
It's funny.
it was great.
it was a good thing, but where's our
And it's not too late if you haven't done it and you want to do it. If you got some ideas out there, it's not too late.
where's our talk show host? Where is he?
That's right.
Dave, are you there?
I was going to.
Are you there?
Yep, can you hear me?
Oh man,
There he is.
he's right
You
here.
ready?
Well, it's
You
time
ready? Alrighty.
for everybody's
Good
favorite
evening,
talk
everybody.
show.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Nerfy McStrike. I am your MC for tonight's Division Dating Show. Welcome to our contestant, the Hunter, Splinter Shield. Ladies, this man's a level A type guy hunting for a great girl to swing it with. A lot of girls don't know what to make of him when they first meet. He likes to surprise. He'll take your breath away. He has a very cool watch collection. Swipe right if you're ready to venture into this fella's unknown zones. We present to you Splinter Shield.
Oh,
Woo! I love
very
you.
well done. That was
And our researchers have been in the field and found 3 potential ladies that could be a perfect match for our hunter. There is possibly Vixen of the HGG group. She enjoys game nights playing rogue roulette, long walks, evening walks in the dark zone. She smiles a lot. Her photo is current, is true. It's not a high school picture. She likes to steal others' belongings. Hashtag rope cuts is what she goes for. She's a true kleptomaniac. Likes to inflict pain and suffering on others, primarily
Ooh.
bleeding. Swipe
That's a
right
plus.
to check her profile.
Match for a hunter, yeah.
Ooh,
So
Number
that
one.
is
Number,
number
tempting.
one.
number 2 is Sharon Needles, also of the From her bio, she's a Pisces and enjoys a good time in Manhattan, whether it's spending time at Bryant Park or doing the robot emote at Midtown Music. She likes to go down relatively easy if you hit her the right way. Swipe right to see her profile. And number 3. Number 3,
Also
I
tempting.
know. While the hunter is thinking about prospects, number 3 could be just the lady for the hunter. From her bio, she's a talented agent who can be deadly but responsive to others. Enjoys sightseeing in New York City, gun butting, face tanking, those sort of sexy activities in the dark zone. And she likes the occasional jog around the block when she's on a manhunt. Her favorite color is green. She also loves blue when she needs a sharp exit. Swipe right or left to see her profile. Now, Shields, what do you reckon? You reckon number 1, number 2, or
no.
number 3?
Wait.
What do the people in chat think? Who would be the best?
Chat,
prospect?
you guys gotta help me out. I'm scared I'm gonna offend somebody because
Oh,
I
man.
talked to all these ladies online. They're like, why'd you swipe left on me?
No pressure on the hunter. We can over the next course of shows
Let's
see by elimination. Or
can I swipe right on all of them and then later on give a report or something? I don't know. I was not prepared for this.
Do you want him to read the names again?
That's what he's afraid of.
Yeah.
so number 1.
Yeah, I feel like Shrek. No. Lord Farquaad on Shrek.
That's the idea.
Number two, Malone.
Number 3, my lord. Number 3.
Well, how about I just say it like this? I'm gonna start with number 1 and work my way down the list.
Ooh,
All right.
methodical man.
There we go.
He's got to name his reasons.
There we go. Okay, moving on.
Oh goodness. So you chose number 1 and tried not to offend.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Well,
Whoa.
that brings us to our commercial break. Next week on
Yes.
on
Division Dating.
on Division Dating, we'll bring you down to the top 2 choices, and Matt will be back, and he will have to choose his mate. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, then the lucky prize for both of them will be a romantic cruise on the USSS. What is it? On West Side Piers?
The one that's sinking.
It might be a little bit of a tilted dinner.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Thanks, guys. All good fun.
Oh, that was a good time. Oh,
That
man.
was funny.
But next week, we're gonna hold you to the next answer.
Yes.
Okay.
To be continued.
I actually added like
To be on the podcast in full hunter gear,
that you guys may
Oh
have
gosh.
not have noticed, but
just to protect him.
Yeah.
you 3 may have not have noticed, but I added game show music into the background of that entire bit.
Oh.
That was awesome.
I couldn't hear it. I'll hear it.
Well,
When
you guys can't hear it; it's on the stream, but
Yeah.
but yeah, that was really fun. I wish I had sponsors to read out. Hello?
Oh, hey, sponsored by what's that one place?
This is sponsored by
M-
Kobe's.
M Branch and Kobe's and the coffee place.
And
I
that-
can't remember the coffee
that
place.
one cafe on that one street that I went in there and got blown up. They
here's a nice little anecdote we can put in here. One of the things we did when we went to Sweden is they had us brainstorm names for potential businesses that they could make a little storefront for.
oh, that's
No.
cool.
So that's one of the hard, like you go around, it just says fashion or it just says this or that. There's very few like actual store names like Sista Tracks and
Yeah.
M Branch and Cyan and the different brands. And one of the ones we came up with, one of the community developers at the time was Nachai.
I
You guys
remember.
remember Nachai?
I love Nachai. I miss him.
Yeah. So one of the names we came up with was the Not Chai Cafe for not chai, in order to be spelled not chai cafe, like only tea and coffee. Not chai.
Oh,
We had a big laugh over that.
that would work so perfect.
Logan,
But for us, anyways.
yeah.
Anyway,
Or like Hamish Amish carved goods and homemade butter. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, we were coming up with all kinds of like inside joke stuff like that.
Oh, that would be.
Probably why they didn't use. That's probably why they ended up not using any of them. But hey.
No, hey, they're just like, man, we want to get some good ideas, and these guys just got jokes on us.
Yeah.
They're not giving us anything. But
The fact that they asked.
yeah, it's the fact that they actually asked, and it's just another point of how they listen and how they understand the community, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
But we had
It was fun.
we had a good talk in a DM about a fun little thing on Twitter, and we were talking about like how people were, the growth for wanting a Division or Ubisoft themed convention has been spiraling like crazy. Like there's DivCon on Twitter that actually is a Twitter account for an unofficial version of it that they want to get started.
Mhm.
And people have been talking about, locations and what it's going to involve. Because a lot of people feel like after Division 2, the community is going to just get even bigger. So I feel like we could speculate on that on the podcast today and talk about possibly, well, first of all, where do you guys think a Division-themed convention would even be?
Well, it would be awesome if it was in New York, but I think that's going to be too expensive, at least for the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being in Texas, I would suggest a central location.
Yeah.
And now that we know we're going to be doing DC in the summer,
Mm-hmm.
the heat and humidity.
Yeah,
of
the climate
Houston will be.
just right.
Yeah, it's just right. Um, but and I would love to be honest. Me and Felix Benarius have been talking a little bit about doing something, but
Yeah.
to be honest, like we kind of sent some feelers out to Massive, but to be honest, I doubt that anything is going to happen before the launch of Division Two.
Mhm.
And
Understandably so.
like if I was going to be heading anything up, and the first one would be it'd be a very modest con.
Yeah,
Because I don't have tons of money for something like that. But
that's why it would have to be a community effort. There would have to be probably like
yeah, we probably
a
do some kind of GoFundMe.
yeah, Kickstarter or something or GoFundMe. Yeah,
Yeah, where it's basically like, hey, buy your ticket and
get a free
you know,
T-shirt and lanyard if you get this premium bundle or something. But you're also
sure.
but it would also be good for funding it like that and then getting vendors that could possibly produce products that you could give to
That's a
people that would
big-
attend. It's a
That's
very
a big
it's a,
part.
it's a very
of
big effort.
conventions
Yeah.
conventions
Yeah,
because
the
any
merch.
vendors,
Mm.
not only are they there to sell their wares, but they have to pay to be allowed to sell their wares. So you'd have to have somebody with something like the Division, something themed like that. You could have
Mm-hmm.
cosplay companies. You could have airsoft companies. Set up a booth and everything like that because it's themed toward.
Airsoft would be major.
Convention. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so you could have those potential would be interested. It's just a matter of if the interest versus
Yeah.
cost of participation,
Yeah,
What-
we need a way of
what
measuring
revenue
the
they're going to make
interest.
out of it. Yeah, it's all business on that end. It's not that it's outside of the realm of possibility. It's just balance.
Well, I
just
mean,
right.
hey, what's the other big con out there that was originally revolving around a game? Guardian Con, and that was started by gamers.
It was initially for Destiny, yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's for all games, respectively, but it's still
Yeah.
primarily focused on, Destiny and Destiny 2.
Yeah,
And
so this can
The
happen.
community
Yeah.
getting together and getting it to happen. Just a matter of time and things being organized
yeah,
the right way.
Absolutely.
And Joker Unique in chat just said a cosplay contest with rewards. That would be awesome, even though I feel like
Oh yes.
I feel like Shields would already win.
Oh my god! No, he would have to be.
No.
He would have to be the judge.
Yeah,
I would-
you,
yeah, I would,
you,
That's
you,
what it is.
You,
That's
Agent,
what it is.
you, Agent
He-
Mav, Lomax.
It would be the reverse of how like people they go up to the contestants and they put their over the person and the audience screams and the louder they are. they get the vote. It would be the reverse, where he's walking around with the axe. Of elimination. The louder
Like,
the
okay,
audience
who are we gonna
screams,
eliminate?
the louder the audience screams.
Oh yeah, then they have to kneel down and the hunter axe gives them the axe. Oh, that'd be
It'd
cool.
be like American Idol, but with death. I'd be so down for that. Yeah.
that could be good. That's a great idea, man. Oh man.
There's so many things for a Division Con that I could think of, like getting a company in with this machine that they can make like custom, I don't know, armbands for like $50, like right at this table or something. Like,
Yeah.
because those machines that make custom like embroidered
Yeah.
patches like within a couple minutes, like you could
Yeah.
honestly do that, and that'd be
For-
crazy.
I can't remember if it was at a WonderCon or if it was at a Comic Con. It was one or the other. They had for Mass Effect 3.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the booth, you would put in, your gamer tag, you'd play the demo out of their little demo setup. They would be like, check the table, and you would find your dog tag, your N7 dog tags with your gamer tag.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that would be cool.
So something like that would be good. And I just remember that because my friend, her gamer tag was already taken, and she was like, "What? Like I've had this for 10 years. Who's using my name? Where is she?"
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, something like that would easily
That would be very cool. Yeah.
manageable. And con exclusive.
Yeah. I know something we talked about before it was like your entranceway of walking into the convention.
Yeah, that was just us
Oh,
spitballing.
yes.
That was us like
But
spitballing,
yeah,
but it'd be
I would
fun.
love if it was a makeshift street battle.
Or the
You got
remnants of
JTF
one.
on one side, you got factions of one sort or another on the other side, and basically your goal is to get across the street into the entrance of the convention center or the base of operations. Speakers with like, machine gun fire sounds going off and everything like that. And it's just to kind of get you in that mindset of, okay, like in the
You're
world,
entering the division.
Yeah.
hazmat entrance.
I
and
love
then,
that.
Oh,
And then you're
Ooh.
surrounded by vendors.
then this is after you get your ticket redeemed and you walk in, and then they give you your wristband, and your wristband is a like black wristband with like a round paper part that looks like a Division watch.
Yes.
Yes. I just
That
thought
would
of
be
that
cool.
like now, like your wristband is shaped like a
even,
Division watch.
Yes.
What are they? Snap bands.
Snap bands too, you could do that. That would be
Oh, yeah.
crazy. Like, oh man, you could have like the orange wristband like being as the normal one, and if you got, say, a VIP package, you could get like the red wristband also.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there's a lot of. Oh man.
And the cool thing is, like, you could make it like, I know that there's Final Fantasy Fan Fest that they do in Las Vegas every year. Well, here in the States, it's in Las Vegas. But they always have a scavenger hunt.
That-
And, go and find the Moogles hidden, in the casino.
What would
It
it
can totally be like, hey, go and find the, the Echoes.
or the
Yeah.
or the watches?
Or go find the watches or the dog tags or whatever it is. And it's just like,
Yeah. Oh
found,
man.
snap a photo on your smartphone or whatever of it. Once you find all however many, go to this booth and redeem it for something, and then it's to be.
Oh my
Surprise.
gosh. I am gonna be thinking about this all weekend.
Just get
This is
just get the ideas written down, or well, they're kind of written down. We're talking
I'm
about
gonna
them.
say once the podcast goes up on iTunes or whatever, he's just gonna listen over and over again for 15
It's
minutes.
just gonna be like, I need to get this
Yeah.
written down in my notes.
I got this.
Yes.
Joker Unique just said paintball matches and cosplay. That would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
If-
I would say airsoft matches and cosplay. 'cause
Honestly,
I
yeah,
don't want
I don't-
anybody
I
shooting
don't-
any paintballs at my
Yeah,
cosplay.
I put a lot of custom paint work into my stuff, so I don't,
Even water soluble cakes after a while. So.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
If that ends up being the location, it's like, yeah, you're not washing that off.
Oh, I'd be dead afraid to play paintball in my outfit right now. I just finished this thing. I was like, my friend and I have been busting the rump on it. So it's been a journey to get whatever I have going on right now with my cosplay, but I'm still adding to it, and I'm still gonna continue adding to it. So
That is every cosplay is a journey. It's
Yeah.
never truly finished. You always think of one more thing to add to it.
I started getting that bug, and I'm just like, I need to add more.
Yep.
It looks
Telling
too
you, like, it's begun
it looks too basic.
Sooner than you and your bank account realize, you're gonna suddenly find new exotic gear.
Oh yeah. It will happen.
Yeah, my bank account has already kind of realized that. So, but yeah, definitely for location wise, a lot of people are saying kind of like down where Red Storm is.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and that's what something else that we were talking about in the DM chat on Twitter was like, if each year from part of the world to allow different fans the ability to participate in it, and it was always somewhere close.
Oh, like
where
have it
there's a
move
Ubisoft-
around.
Yeah, and if every year like at say the initial one, they'd be like, okay, great, people remember next year it's going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
A year in advance, to be able to plan ahead, but always somewhere where there's a Ubisoft studio nearby. That way it's still,
That's a great idea.
that's
That'd be
helping develop and publish this.
that'd be clever, yeah, because then you could get Ubisoft in to assist with the convention if they want to.
Yeah, and then whatever studio could always offer,
Yeah.
door prices. are jumping.
I'm thinking more along the lines of like, hey, maybe you could get some devs out to, for
And that
some
yeah, and no, and that
panels
would be great because if
or
as it grows,
yeah,
you can have special guest panels, and it can be like, yeah, so and so from Ubisoft France
yeah,
or Ubisoft Quebec.
Very cool.
We have the CEO of Ubisoft here.
and
Walking around in
well,
Hunter cosplay.
oh,
I think Matt just got
to find-
excited.
to find which one is Shields and which one's our CEO.
no, well, I don't think Yves Guillemot wants to put that on.
No.
I'm telling you right now.
You-
But the what was the idea I just had? I just had a great idea and I just forgot it. Oh, dang it. Okay, well, moving. We'll keep it moving, but if I remember it, I'll come back to it.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, definitely like there's a lot of ideas you can
Oh,
throw at it.
I remembered it.
Okay.
And as mentioned in State of the Game yesterday, once we do this, we will find out what is in Muggledon.
What is in what?
What is in Muggledon? Were you guys watching State of the Game?
I watched the patch notes and a highlight reel.
Okay, so during State of the Game,
oh,
Heather was talking.
yeah. Yep. I tweeted about that. Okay.
It's all coming back to him now.
You said I thought you were saying like the shark megalodon. I'm like, what?
Oh no, not Megalodon, Muggledon. We'll
Yeah.
find out. We'll finally know.
Yeah. A lot of people are making a meme about Terry Spire's mug, this giant mug on State of the Game this last week he had, and a lot of people are saying it's the tears of like toxic agents or something. But
Blood of his enemies. Just whatever.
Owned.
yeah, and I made a tweet saying I was super tired, and I was just like, I need whatever Terry had in his cup right now. Yeah, I want to know what's finally in there. We'll probably have to wait until a panel at DivCon 2020 to find out.
That's what the man said.
Oh man, I'd be excited. What if though? What if like he actually like waits until a Division convention comes out and finally like busts out? It's like, oh, it's just like green tea.
Oh no. Knowing Terry, no, he'll come up with something good.
Yeah, he'll have a good word for it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the convention is honestly, we can make it sound fun. We can have a lot of ideas thrown around, but there's a lot of practicality to it too. But that's not fun to talk about. We're just gonna be like,
let's do the pie in the sky ideas.
honestly, yeah,
We'll work on logistics later.
yeah. Logistics is not anything anybody
Yeah,
wants
you
to listen to
can
right
always
now.
you can always whittle it down, but you can't build it up once it starts.
Yeah,
This is true.
but I really hope that it's a thing one day. I'll go to it yearly or whenever it happens. I'll honestly make the trek, even if it's in, say, I don't know, the middle of if they're trying to put it up by Ubisoft Annecy or something or anywhere else, I'll make the trip.
Nice.
I am that dedicated. I'm not dedicated enough to go to Gamescom this year because college, but maybe next year. I don't know.
Well,
but
they say that there's no unrealistic goals. There's just unrealistic deadlines.
yeah.
So you'll get there.
Eventually. But with State of the Game yesterday, they talked about the 1.8.3 changes. I almost said 1.3. I'm like, where am I? Yeah, but 1.8.3 is going to be getting
Living in the past, live in the now.
It's like, are they finally adding the time to kill update? No. That's way back then. But they're adding 1.8.3 soon. And they talked about it and went deeper on it. Talking about changes to Striker, talking about changes to Showstopper, changes to the Master mod for Support Station, and fixing the running in place bug. Have you guys, I don't know if any of you three are real Dark Zoners or anything. Have you guys really experienced that running in place bug at all?
I
Yes.
have, but not in the Dark Zone. I've experienced it in and sometimes it's friend and they start doing the running in place, but it's kind of the warning that they got disconnected and the game just hasn't caught up.
Right.
So sometimes it was that
Well, that's
issue.
not.
Other
Yeah, but
times
that's not
it's
really
just
what
been-
we're talking about. That's a separate.
It's like it's the same animation and everything. Other times it has been the exact same thing where it's they're standing up taking on bullets. To them they're in cover, but it's never anytime that I've encountered it, and granted being on PS4, in the dark zone. It's always been in the light zone. It's So I don't know if that was a weird, depending on the platform that it was happening on, but I know that the huge issue was in the dark zone. Like that was where it was so
Right.
consistent.
That's where a
that
lot of
people
the
were like-
yeah. a
Or
lot-
at least that's where it's causing the most pain for players. In the light zone, I mean, like, yeah, you might die to an NPC a few times to something like that, but when you're you're gonna get real salty if that's happening to you all the time in the dark zone.
And then you get ganked. Yeah.
Then you get chicken dance.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy that they're fixing that, and it's honestly just it might bring me back into the DZ again. I've taken a break from a lot of it because of the lag and a lot of the running in place bugs and whatnot, but
Sure.
I've been switching over to survival mainly because I'm having a good time there. I haven't seen it in survival, which I'm very happy I haven't, because the circumstances are probably a lot different where you can't ping a lot of different skills, and I feel like
True.
it'll definitely not be there at all now. But I don't. They're doing a PTS obviously for 1.8.3, correct?
No, I don't believe they are.
No? Wow. Usually,
Yeah, they announced before that they weren't going to be
really?
doing that.
Okay. Yeah, because I know they did one for 1.8.2 and whatnot, but I look forward to seeing.
Not this time.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing those changes definitely, and I know people like Matt Goes Buck will probably start going into the DZ again. I think he got a little heated.
Hey,
about
I
that.
was rolling around the DZ last night with MGB.
Really? Was he doing?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen him on in a minute. He said he's been doing a lot of work, but I think he's finally coming back.
He
now.
has.
Yeah, he finally.
He has.
Yeah,
but
got
yeah,
his
he's coming back.
he got his new job going. So, shout out to Matt Goes
Yeah.
Buck out there in the Twitter sphere. He's a popular
Well,
Twitch streamer.
he's finishing up the old job and starting the new job.
Yeah, he's working at a brewery now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's basically his dream job because he doesn't stop talking about
Yeah.
alcohol consistently.
That's right.
I remember for commissions I've done for him, he's had artwork by I Am Deadbird, and I've actually like edited out that. Well, yeah, I think I've put like a Malort bottle in his backpack on that artwork, but I also did like when I was doing my fake Division 2 posters on Twitter, like a long time before Division 2's location was announced. I made like a fake Chicago one. And
Yeah.
I made the guy's hat like a Blackhawks hat, and I put a Malort bottle in his backpack just for Matt.
Yep, I remember that. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was really fun. But yeah, congrats to Matt for that. Matt Goes Back. Man, I would be afraid to run into both of you in the dark zone. Two Matts, that's double.
Come at me, bro.
Double Matt trouble.
Well, the thing that was fun, I just, you guys know, I just recently got.
My voice changer, so
Yeah, yeah.
I saw Matt was playing yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, can I come on the squad?" And so I got in there and I turned on the Hunter voice right away, and he was like, "What is this?" And so I was having fun trolling some people in the DZ with the Hunter voice.
They're just like, oh no. Yeah, if I heard
So I've gotten some great reactions.
that voice, I'd just cry and run away.
Why? Why? No.
Why? I thought of like the why SpongeBob? Why? That's just the first
right.
thing that comes to mind. But they fixed they're not fixed, but they're changing up instances with Striker and Showstopper and Support Station, because I know a lot of people have been screaming about that as being like the quote unquote meta for a while. But do you guys want to go into what they're changing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I gotta itch my nose.
You want me to read it off or something?
Yeah, sure.
So the EMP now pauses stack accumulation. Somebody throws an EMP grenade on you when you're running striker, and you're shooting at other players or NPCs. It's going to pause your stack accumulation. The stacks that you build up in strikers is how you get that heal and your damage buffs and stuff. So somebody throws an EMP. Well, wait a minute. It used to not. The EMPs used to not pause it. EMPs will now pause your stack accumulation. That's the change that's going to happen.
Oh, that's good.
I think that's appropriate. So it's a way that you see somebody coming at you with striker, throw an EMP on them before they can start getting their stacks up, and you're gonna put them down.
Yeah, so it's gonna get a lot of people going back to Predators, Mark. I think because
Yeah.
I saw a poll by Clancy Elites, I think, or as Matt Goes Buck or somebody. Um, maybe it was Division Form, not sure. Could have been one of them, but they were talking about.
Dead man's in chat.
Hey, was it you, Dead Man? It was. Yeah, I was definitely talking about like which gear sets will be back in action again. I saw like 50 something percent on Predators Mark, so I can immediately go back to my Predators Mark loadout again.
Ooh.
Because I was just so afraid to use it because it just wasn't doing as well as it could have. And
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I'm happy that they're fixing. Well, they're adjusting the aim of a showstopper too, because I've seen people on PC with keyboard and mouse just immediately snap to
Oh
others.
yeah.
I
Yep.
I've seen you rolling with showstopper too, Matt, and I've just watched it. I'm like, holy crap!
Yep.
I haven't played on PC long enough to get one yet. I'm still, leveling up and whatnot whenever I have time between work, but I'm getting there. I gotta run some missions here soon with somebody.
Oh man, the showstopper is a desirous weapon to have.
Yes.
Just put it that way.
um,
Absolutely.
and with support station, when disabling a support station with the master mod, the heal now scales depending on how long the skill has been active.
Yep.
Yeah. So
That'll be good.
that'll be helpful. Because it's just a consistency you have to keep striving for there.
Yeah.
And it was.
Well, I really like it because it was striker. I think was always meant to be a skillful a gear set where you get the bonuses from skillful use
Yes.
and not just kind of spraying everywhere with your showstopper. Or what.
Yeah,
And so I really like that change personally.
I do too. Because I just see consistent showstopper spray and then, double barrel and all the other goodies.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a spam fest for a while, and it was kind of just drawing me away from the dark zone in general. And I'm like, hey, what's the light zone got to offer? Kind of something. Then I just go to PvP survival, and I'm like, this is nice.
Yes.
It's my favorite game mode, favorite thing to do in Division, PvP survival. Especially with this week now that it's free and the shield is up, and I'm just going crazy.
I was disappointed to see because I logged in this morning. I was gonna do I did some Thursday morning was when the shield was first active. I played for about an hour, got in and got out, and then Thursday night I got home from work and they had taken survival offline. Probably midway through the day because of the issues everyone was having.
The uniform errors, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple of those, and then I just kind of stopped and started playing Hitman.
Yeah. Nice. So this morning I got to play again and was disappointed to see that there's not a ton of players in PvP, at least not here. I was watching Island Fox streaming this morning and he was having huge numbers on his servers. So I don't know, maybe in Europe they're doing that. In the States, I think the PvE, a lot of people are opting for PvE, which for the shield is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm thinking maybe tonight after the podcast, I'm gonna get into PvE survival and
Yes.
fire up the hunter voice, and
Just-
I'll just kind of go around and revive down players. Scare the crap
It's
out
like-
of him.
At the same
It's like,
time,
I spared you
Yeah.
this time. Next time it won't be okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Like,
Wait,
watch
no,
your
I-
back.
exactly the same thing. That like I don't know if it's like just a regional mentality, but it does seem like for the U.S. servers,
It does seem like
mostly,
in the
it's the
EU
PvE.
region, they're doing more PvP than here.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that that's the way.
So Americanos, step it up.
Step it up, yeah.
Come on, guys.
Can't just be
The game takes place in New York.
yeah, can't just be
Like,
survival
100%.
Saturdays, damn it.
That's right. I was so psyched for the shield because I was like, ooh,
Yeah,
more PvP, but not yet.
it's not survival Saturday, it's survival every day.
That's right.
We gotta do it.
Survival Saturday is eternal.
This needs to happen now. But I'm so hoping that there's something similar to survival in Division 2. But
Oh, there's gotta be.
I know
There's gotta be. They'd
That
be crazy
kind of,
not to.
Into one of our next talking points.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which was something that that Erlon Fox had posted on Twitter not long ago, where it was about throwing it out there about dark zone choices in the Division 2. So he was talking about like a scaled, much higher difficulty PvE version or a PvP dark zone, where that's or even a survival dark zone. You know, with each, and I was like, yeah, that would be interesting if when you're in that little hub in between, you kind of have like
A
you can
choice.
select, oh, this is the type of dark zone the squad would like to enter, and then you go into that one.
Yeah.
Cool
Okay.
issues. Why? Probably be more.
It's a cool
burdensome.
idea, but
yeah.
I have to think like that they don't want to splinter the player base too much.
Yeah, that's kind of
And
like that's kind of like if you think about a game called PUBG, a lot of people wanted map selection, and when you have servers of different regions and you have different maps that you can just choose from, and you can choose from 1, 2, or 4 players, think of how many servers and how many queues that just created. Like out of all these
Yeah.
regions and all these multiplications, it would take a very long time to queue up for these kinds of things. And they want to make something that everybody's going to be like, I want to go do that today. I want to go do that today. And it's just consistency. But
Yeah.
Right.
there's some things that some players want, but they note that the majority will not want to take part in. And I think that's a good choice. Like a lot of people have been talking about a DZ that's PvE for a long time, but I still stand on my argument that that's not what the DZ was initially intended for.
Right. Right.
No, it was supposed to be the higher difficulty, high risk, high reward
Exactly.
game, and it did kind of like for a long time it did kind of kilter to where it was just chaos.
And that's what it
Yeah.
has to be.
Then they started doing no, but I mean like in a bad way.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it was just things were completely unbalanced. So
Yeah.
it was like, and then
And
they
it-
started to work
Yeah, when
on
he's
that.
saying
They started
chaos,
to
I think he
improve it.
doesn't mean just gankers and stuff, but also like the hackers and the
Yeah.
exploits
Yeah.
and stuff,
Yeah,
and
and
they had to start cracking down on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then once they finally, started to come, with the different gear, with the different weapons and everything, then it became okay, it's about how much thought you put into your build. It's about the skill you have as a player on your platform.
Yes.
And then it became more or what they seem to be trying to show us what it was intended to be.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen the Dark Zone go through a lot of changes, a lot of good ones, some bad ones, some better ones, and I feel like it's definitely taking a good spot, like in its foothold in the division now, and I feel like it's definitely kind of like as good. How do you word it? As good as it's gonna get, in a sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
And with Division 2, I feel like they've definitely are going to expand on that.
Now
Personally,
here's a
I hope
here's a question.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Had you finished your thought? I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah, I just wanted to say at Gamescom, I hope they possibly show us
Oh
some of the
yes.
if they show us
Yeah.
the Dark Zone, that would be awesome.
Well, games. Here we are, Gamescom. We're 2 months from E3 now, and that means we're
Yes.
2 months closer to the launch of the Division 2
And the beta itself.
and the beta itself. I don't feel like, and they haven't really said any. There hasn't been any other news releases or new anything they've added to the Division 2 conversation. It seems like a good time with Gamescom and PAX coming out now to say, okay, now here's a little bit more, guys, about Division 2. It seems like a good time to do that. So I would not be surprised. Yeah, I'm hoping to see something myself.
I could see them, in location. They're gonna give us a
Show
new
us
demo
a new area of
They're gonna show us a
Washington,
new
D.C.
area, a new mission.
Mm-hmm.
The latter one, that's where we're gonna get our Dark Zone peak.
Hmm.
That's the one. It seems they're sending a bunch
they're
of
building up not the expectation, the anticipation.
right.
We have the Dark Zone leak. That's when it's like, okay, now we're gonna start we're gonna be making announcements soon regarding the betas and what have you and everything. Where it's like it's all paced out.
Well,
to
yeah, I think
get
you're right.
into releasing that beta and finally letting.
I think that they have kind of a plan for the marketing. Like, okay, so E3,
Has
this
to
is
be
what we
there has to
reveal.
be a road.
Gamescom, here's what we reveal, and this, and so, yeah, it's all kind of time to kind of get that hype
Hmm.
to climax right
Yeah.
when the game launches.
On their website after State of the Game, the patch notes, they said the event will be in Germany and whatnot. They say if you're attending, make sure to swing by the Ubisoft booth for a peek on what Division 2 has in store for next year, as well as a chance to get on hands-on with the demo. That makes me think
Yeah.
they're going to show us something different. That's just a little, it's
I mean,
heart wrenching.
those of us that
Mhm.
were the
At E3.
Ubisoft Lounge at E3,
Yeah.
the after the press conference during the masterclass. We got to see some stuff that the devs that hadn't been shown before and that they may or may
Mhm.
not show later and everything. So it could very much be something similar to that, where it's like at what's going on with the game in a sense. So it could easily be something like that,
Perhaps.
or it could totally be like, yeah, hey guys, guess what? This is your new freaking quarantine bag.
Mhm.
Check out the new logo
Nice.
on it, or something like, uh, this is the community, whatever. It's like this is how you can interact with people. Just like a kind of like a talk through of features rather than just like here's a video, watch it.
Mhm.
Well, at E3, I mean, basically they had the booth, the whole Ubisoft booth, but really for Division, it was really just the demo.
Most stations, yeah.
They had the big screens showing kind of a little bit of the trailer footage, a little bit of the agent characters running around DC with the little slogans like take back DC or whatever, save what remains. But there wasn't like in that on the website you were saying like get a peek at Division 2 and play the demo. Well, when I think of it just in a literal sense, I was like, well, yeah, at E3 we really just kind of played the demo. We didn't really get that much of a peek at anything. So I am intrigued by that wording.
Mhm.
But before we move on,
Twitter, I
the
can't remember.
question that occurred to me was, as we were talking about DZ and leading into Division 2, do you guys think that in Division 2 they will continue with like the Rogue 2.0 system, or do you think it'll be kind of back to the way they had it before, or something or different? So like door number 1, continuing Rogue 2.0, door number 2, going kind of back to how it was with the rogue system at the beginning of the division, or Door 3 something different?
I kind of think they're gonna leave it as it is.
As is,
One less
meaning Rogue
thing.
2.0?
Yes.
2.0? Okay.
Yeah. Just because it would be one less thing for them to have to kind of work for. You know, it's one less thing taking away
that
from their
sound
attention
reasoning.
for the rest of the stuff. I could totally see it changing down the line depending on, because the way this game to be played compared to the first game, you have to change your style up a little bit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The way the cover system is now, the way the armor system is, instead of it just being, damage and stuff like that. So I can see mechanics playing differently in the Dark Zone,
Yeah.
but until we see how people play in the Dark Zone, it's to make.
That's a good point too.
Yeah.
It makes you think of how the new mechanics work, but it also makes you think of, well, what works better right now. A lot of people like Rogue 2.0, and a lot of people want the original mechanics back. I don't know many of them who do, but I've seen a lot of on my Facebook group that I have 15,000 members in. I see a consistent talk in the Dark Zone of wanting that back, and yet again, I also see a lot of people like, no, 2.0 is just working. It's better, and I'm like, yeah, 2.0 works. I like 2.0, and I honestly think 2.0 could work itself into Division 2.0.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think I think you make two great points. One, that hey, Rogue 2.0 seems to be working pretty well. That'd be one less thing for them to worry about. Why wouldn't they use Rogue 2.0
Yes.
in Division 2? But second, well, it kind of dovetails, not second, but it kind of dovetails into your second point, which is, and then as time goes on, once the game is launched and we see how people are playing in the DZ,
Yeah.
then they might make changes.
Yeah.
Subject
to change.
I will just throw this out there just to muddy the waters a little more. They have said a few things about Division 2.0 Dark Zone. There being some new things about the Dark Zone in Division 2.
Really?
So who knows? Yes. You don't remember that?
Oh no,
yeah.
I do remember now. Yeah.
Yeah. And without knowing what those new things
They
are,
didn't.
that
Yeah,
we're
they
gonna be
didn't say
facing,
what they
like,
were.
it's
They
hard
just said
to-
there's going to be new.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay.
Yeah, there's
Not knowing what those are, it's one of those weird things where it's difficult to speculate.
I know they just say
You don't know how that would affect.
They said it's going to be a new experience and it's going to be revitalized, and we're going to hopefully find out soon. But I don't want to find out, at the time of the beta. I actually want to see a little sneak peek before the beta.
Before the beta.
Maybe just like
Just want to follow up, guys.
maybe a teaser,
I'm
you-
curious about that. I'm sorry, what were you saying, Dave?
Yeah, sorry. Just back to the Gamescom and PvP Dark Zone that we're talking about. It could be in Division 2. I can't remember who tweeted, but conjecture that they noticed a lot of the star players going to Gamescom were particular PvP players.
Yes.
For the Division 2.
Denty.
Yeah.
Bicycle of Death rolls around the Dark Zone a lot.
Yep.
Who else?
Yeah, it could very much be that there's kind of star players kind of has a theme to it.
Yeah, a bunch of us
purpose.
noticed that about the players being invited to PAX. I'm sorry, you star players out there, I'm totally blanking on the other name. I remember Denty,
As well.
Bicycle of Death, and isn't Wids going?
I don't know if Wids got invited.
I don't know. There's somebody else who I was like, oh yeah, there are people here, but
I
can't
know
remember who.
I know Cheshire Cat got invited, but I don't think she's a big PvP
Yeah,
player.
and there's a decent amount of the girls that got invited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like didn't Jane get invited?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, Jane got invited.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, her and Cheshire both got invited. But I
It's
feel
gonna be exciting.
I don't know if they're big PvP players, but they might be, and they might get a sneak peek.
Oh man, so
Makes me
Gamescom next week, and then PAX the
PAX.
week after.
Yeah,
So
I
there's gonna
think
be a lot of
PAX.
stuff to talk about soon.
I think PAX is the one that Denty and Bicycle of Death were all invited to because that's an American
Yes,
event, and they
it
would
is.
yeah they wouldn't want to deal with passports and whatnot.
Like some people.
Oh yeah, how was the passport experience when you went to Sweden?
Oh, I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't a thing. There's a way you can pay an extra fee
Mhm.
and get it expedited,
Oh
which we
really?
had to do because we only had like 'cause I think normally it takes about 2 months or
Yeah,
so
I
to
checked.
get your passport. But
I
if you pay like an extra $50 or something, then you can get it in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I checked the passport like website and because I was interested in getting one for future reasons, and I noticed it said like 45 days to get passport, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
but that definitely sounds like it was a fun experience.
Yeah, that was cool.
But
An awesome world tour.
Idle and Fox also mentioned that he could see the DZ in Division 2 becoming something like a Escape from Tarkov experience. If any of
Oh,
you guys have
yeah.
played Escape from Tarkov.
I remember him mentioning that. Yeah.
Well, there's been a lot of people talking about that and speculating like, could it be? Is that what it might end up being?
Mhm.
Now, let's talk a little bit about the differences between the games. Like Escape from Tarkov is just a pure survival experience. There's no continuity. Well, I actually no, I shouldn't say that. There is continuity because like whatever gear you extract with, you will keep that until you take it back out again, and if you get
And then
killed, then you
later,
lose that gear.
Yeah.
Um, so that's like I can see that being adapted to the Dark Zone in the Division, but the point I wanted to make was that being that the Division's more being that it's a looter shooter RPG, it's a much more of a mix of a game than Escape from Tarkov is, and it makes me wonder, like, well, would they want to go that far? Like, because I'm going like, man, there's sometimes you get that perfect drop, and you're going like, I'm never taking this into the DC, man. I don't ever want to lose this.
Yeah.
Um, you get those rare drops, and you're just like, oh, so I don't know. I haven't played Escape from Tarkov yet. I've watched a lot of people stream it, and I want to play it, but I'm going like, man, I need to play it and see like what like because who among you guys have played it?
I have not played it, but I have watched a lot of live streams and a lot of gameplay videos about it. So I
Yes.
understand the
Yeah.
mechanics of going into a raid or a match and
Mhm.
killing AI or actual players and
Right.
looting them and extracting with that loot at like a door or something, and it takes about 10 seconds to get out with the stuff. And if you
Yeah.
die, you lose all of it. And when you get out with your
Right.
stuff, you can put it in your stash at the main menu screen.
Right. Uh, Keelan, have you played it? Or
Not
Dave?
played it, no. But similar to Evan over there, I've watched like a fair amount of gameplay videos and things
Okay,
that
well,
have gone
the
noticed
the
about
the
it.
the reason I'm
Yeah, same.
asking is because what I haven't seen yet, and as I watch the gameplay, is it doesn't. I mean, it looks like there's guns and there's packs and there's things that you get, but I haven't seen anybody sort of get something that is considered like a rare item or an
Mhm.
exotic drop or something, and go like, oh wow. Um, it just
Like
seems like you can find a variety of different gear and kind of mix it up and take it in. But I know that Escape from Tarkov is still, I believe it's still in the beta stage, correct?
Yes, they moved it out of alpha about a couple months ago, I think, and
Right.
it's been in beta for a little bit. And they're going to be moving it to early access here soon. And then it'll be finishing that up then to
So I
full
mean,
release.
maybe they have plans to introduce that later on. We just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
But the reason I asked the question is because I'm just going like, yeah, when you have rare gear like that, where you're like, oh man, like, do I really? It could give me an advantage there, but if somebody gets me, then they get my stuff.
Yeah.
And that's something I'm glad they don't have in the current DZ, because it makes me far less reluctant to go into the D. Like, it's not like I'm reluctant to go into DZ, but it's just, if there was a thing like that, if the Escape from Tarkov was a thing in the DZ, I would, oh man, like, and anytime I went into the DZ, like, I'd be like loaded for bear. I'd be like, okay, I gotta have my squad with me, and so I wouldn't be going into the DZ as often. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
understand.
it makes me wonder if they would. So the reason I'm kind of going down this avenue of speculation is just to point out, I'm not sure that they would do that, because I feel like it would make a lot of players much more
More hesitant.
more hesitant. Like, they'd be like, okay, I got to be prepared, got to have my squad, and if you have to be prepared and you have to have your squad, that means you are not going into the DZ anytime. Like, yeah, it's going to be not far less time, but it's going to be less players in the DZ if that's a thing.
Might make him use cover more often. I mean, what?
Oh, well, yeah, and that's absolutely going to be a thing in Division 2.
Yeah, especially with the
and
increased time to kill. I mean, decreased,
decreased time to kill
Decreased time to
with
kill.
skill-filled gameplay.
Yeah, and your
It's gonna be
character,
awesome.
yeah, gets killed much quicker from what I've seen from the demos.
True.
Yeah, it's with the heal system now in Division 2, the Dark Sun is definitely going to be something where a lot of people are going to be a lot more, like, less reluctant to just face tank somebody.
Yeah, I think you mean more reluctant.
Yeah,
You said less reluctant.
my
But
bad.
yeah, face tanking, I think, is not going to be a thing. Not unless there's like some new gear set where it gives you a ton of armor, but we know that there's going to be gives and takes. So you might have a ton of armor, but you don't have a ton of anything else. So maybe you can take a little damage, but it'll be just so you can kind of like push, help the rest of your team push on them or something, and then
Mhm.
you got to kind of fade out to the background because your armor will all be gone and you can't do much damage.
And communication will have to be a lot more key this time around because of just the
Yeah.
madness that it's going to turn into. And I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to what we'll see.
Oh man. Hopefully just a week or two, man. Hopefully we're gonna see something at PAX or Gamescom.
I
I'm excited.
have that like feeling inside of me that I had the right before they released like the teaser for Division 2.
Yeah.
And I'll admit
Let it begin.
the moment I saw that teaser, I woke up to see it. Like, it was like 10:30, like right after State of the Game ended, and I looked at my phone. I'm like, oh shit.
Yep.
I just can't wait. I'm gonna probably do the same thing. They're gonna have the trailer up like right after I wake up in my bed. And I'm gonna look at my phone and just go, oh shit. It'll be like they had with E3 with the Division 1 like Dark Zone trailer. I'll be like, yes, yes, yes.
Oh baby.
It makes me think like we've seen the wall and we've seen like what's
Yeah.
on the other side of the wall. I wonder what major landmarks will be in the Dark Zone on the other side of that wall as well.
Ooh. Let's that could be a whole topic of conversation.
That's-
Let's table that till next
Yeah,
time.
let's wait.
A
Till, let's-
whole half of an episode.
yeah,
right there.
that'll take us a while to get through. We touched on that at a recent episode. I think episode 1 we touched on that, but we can touch on that again in episode 4 perhaps, because we can go all day with that one.
Yes.
We still got a couple things to go into.
Yeah, we got a couple more topics, guys. It's
And
all
we're
good.
running out of time.
Yeah, we are running out of time here. The new survival shield is out. Have you gotten it yet, Matt?
Have not gotten it yet. That's probably because it was down last night.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know how
But
I don't know how
but
hardcore
I can't
you
wait
are.
to get it
Did,
because I want to hear what the audio. Have you guys been listening to the audios that come with the?
No, I haven't listened to that one at least.
Next time you log on, check out the audios. There's these different audio files that come with the shields, and all of them have been
Yeah.
pretty delightful little
Snippets.
lore treats.
I like the Alex one. That
Yeah,
was-
the Alex one is great. And if you don't know what we're talking about, just you got to log in and do
Yeah,
it.
you guys gotta just get your shields done and listen to them.
So I'm really excited to hear what the one is for the Phoenix Shield.
Yes. I think I get the feeling.
Mm.
Why do I feel like they're gonna add like an Easter egg of you in there, man?
Well, they have if they no, I doubt it. They would have up, and I have not.
Yeah, they would have told you about.
But if I
that.
had gotten a heads up, I probably couldn't say anything about it anyways.
True. Are you holding out on us?
No, I'm totally. I'm just. I got to just put that little dig in.
All right. Yeah, but
Yeah, no, I haven't gotten it yet though.
yeah, I'm still gonna. I'm
Thank
gonna be working on mine tonight a little bit, and then I'll probably get it done within the next couple days here.
I'm probably gonna sometime this weekend. I'll start up on it, and I was going to yesterday, but then I saw that Matt had posted the retweet from the site and everything, and I was like, okay, cool, thanks. Like I was rushing to get home from work, and now I'm like, I got time, and then it was I can't remember what time in the morning.
Oh,
It finally went up, and I was like, oh, I got work in a little bit. I don't
yeah.
I don't think I should. And then that's when I saw that Foxy got on and was like, I'm just gonna do it now that it's up. And I was like, oh,
Did you get any sleep last night?
I don't know.
You're-
I mean, yes, I did. Not I don't know.
He's like,
Oh,
I
okay.
got sleep, a lot of it.
I-
Not
I-
really.
Much.
Some sleep.
But I have trouble sleeping in this heat that we're having right now. Anyway,
Oh,
the,
yeah.
the air quality from the fires. is
Should
not
move to Wisconsin. It's dry over here.
There you go.
Actually, it's kind of humid right now. I think it's about 80 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Which
Nice.
I think for Celsius that's about 28, 29 degrees. But
Yeah.
it's
Less humid than it is here.
yeah, you're
Usually
down
not.
you're down in Texas and Keelan's and SoCal and Dave's over in Australia having to do with
Well,
brush fires.
Yeah, we've each got our own desert.
Yeah.
well,
I-
now, but wait a minute. Isn't it winter over there, down there, Dave? Did we lose Dave?
No, I think he stepped away from the.
Oh yeah,
Oh, shoot.
he may have had to.
Oh, man.
Oh, there he is.
Oh wait,
Yeah, right. Yep,
There
yep,
you
yep. Not me.
there you go.
Hello.
Okay, now I hear you. Is
Yeah,
it winter over there, or what's going
Yeah,
on?
back in last month of winter here, so it's just unusually warmer and in a drought, and got bushfires around the
Yeah.
whole coast of New South Wales, and yeah, we're in a bit of trouble.
So it's only gonna get hotter.
Wow. Ouch.
Because global warming's fake, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But to close this episode off, I think we can answer. I'm afraid of the heat up here personally. Like I'm afraid of like it getting hotter than 90 degrees because like we Wisconsinites it's winter 7 or 8 months out of the year over here, so we're just afraid of the heat.
I'm built for it.
Oh yeah. Well,
But close.
heat is the sea in which we swim down here.
Yeah. So you guys are used to, like traffic cones melting on the street.
Oh, geez. Yeah, not that bad, but
Yeah, that's like Death Valley, Arizona.
Yeah.
But finishing it off, I think we can answer a question from Beers and Bullets Discord, like we did last time, from Baundiesel again. And he says, what's a feature of Division 2 that you haven't seen anyone suggest that you would enjoy? Just a spitball.
Oh. Oh. Let's see here.
Melee takedowns with custom melee
Melee
weapons.
takedown.
That you can
Oh, with custom. Okay, now wait. Explain that.
By custom, you unlock different weapons that are like exotic kind of melee weapons that work the same mechanically, they just look different.
So you kill enough hunters, you might get an exotic axe drop.
Yeah, or you kill enough true sons and you get like a custom spiked bat or something.
Ooh. Ooh, interesting.
And with that, say there's an agent's in down state in the DZ, and you
Mm.
can go up to them instead of elbowing them. Your character pulls out this weapon and goes into this animation and just does it super
Like
fast.
okay, like the exotic melee weapons each have like a unique execution
Yes.
animation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yes.
Wow. Oh man, they could. Oh, good. This could be good. Massive. Listen up, guys.
Yeah, massive. I've been thinking about this one for a while, so
Ooh.
hey, you never know. Maybe they have too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I hate to bang the same drum all the time, but the second I read that, I just think of Hunter Theory. It's like, oh, what's a feature of the sequel? You haven't seen anyone but that's gonna suggest it. I'd love to see. Well, I just love to find out all the stuff about the hunters.
Find out their lore.
Basically, yeah. What's the true lore? Like, I love the speculation, but I want to know the truth.
I'd love to see them come back in
want the
Division
truth?
2
Oh, they gotta bring back.
wearing flip-flops and Hawaiian shorts.
Oh gosh. You know what? Oh, you just gave me an idea.
On
You just gave me an idea.
summer cosplay.
The Hawaiian
Mm.
hunter.
No, the Hawaiian hunter. Oh, I like that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's exactly the same as a normal hunter, but Bermuda shorts and a.
Run away.
Hawaiian shirt.
Honolulu's after us.
Oh man. I don't know what else. I love the melee idea though.
Yeah.
What's another?
And with the vegetation, more vegetation included near
Yeah.
smoking, not just because of recent experience. Like an area of the map where you got to walk through. It's just like the burnt out areas in New York in Division 1. You got this.
Oh yeah.
I know they've mentioned in Division 2 nature biomes.
Yeah, we talked about how like for Division 1 there was really basically only 2 biomes, and they're like, we
Yeah.
got it. How many did they say? 5 or 7?
I thought they said 6. I don't know.
6. Okay. Well, somewhere around there.
Meet in the middle.
Yeah. So I know that they're having fun with all the different biomes they can kind of create for the game.
Yeah.
I'd love to see stuff like that be dynamic too. Like, imagine Division 1, you go down that street and this area is all burned, and that patch over there is all kind of burned. But then you go down there another time and that's not burned, but there's a different area that's burned. So it looks like, the things are always kind of changing and shifting. They've said that they want it to be that the NPCs, the factions are going to be dynamic.
Yeah.
So it sounds like, you're going to have an area, one faction kind of taking over this area one day, and then maybe this other faction is going to take that area over another day, and then the other faction is going to take it back. And so I'd love to see, just like you're talking about, Dave, see that be dynamic where you don't know, like, yeah, it'll be basically the same street or the same area, but something will be different. Something will be changed. Something will have shifted, every now and then as you go through there.
Yes, definitely. I'd love to see like dynamic change like that. Like example, a game coming out soon, Dying Light 2. With Dying Light 2, your choices in Dying Light 2 will actually affect the world around you, and your choices that you make in the game will give you an entirely different experience every time. I highly encourage a lot of you guys to check out the gameplay demo for it because it looks very promising compared to the first game.
Cool.
But I'd like to see a dynamic like that put into Division 2, kind of like, completely dynamic changes. But any other suggestions you guys have?
not exactly a feature per se, but something that I think would just kind of is if I mean I can understand why they wouldn't do it, but if the interacted a little bit more with the persons who they were
With the
interacting
NPCs,
with. Yeah,
like the
like in
civilians.
the cutscenes that are supposed to like drive the story and everything. Because in the first game, they're very much like Link from Legend of Zelda. We're just kind of there,
Yeah,
they're
there's
And they're
reacting
like they're all just
non-verbally.
kind of talking around us, but not really talking to us.
To
Whereas
understand.
when you see something like the way that they handled it in Ghost Recon Wildlands, you interacted. There was dialogue between.
Oh, between the
And
different operators and stuff.
yeah, and then there's things like that. So between your character and whatever our new Lao, or if
That's
there's like
interesting.
in
That's
in,
interesting
in the different
because
communities, like if there's a little leader for that little group, if there's a
Oh,
little
yeah, gotcha.
communication between or interaction there,
hmm
and it helps sell
like they're not just gonna
that you're
like when
that you're
you're
living in the world.
like when you're there in the compound, uh they don't, it's not like you go up to them, you hold F, and then you have kind of a little interaction. Like they have some banter kind of going
Yeah, like there's at
all
least that
along.
little bit of interaction. I mean, they could do it where it's similar to how they did it in Wildlands, just to kind of go back to that example where if your agent is a female, there's a
So
female
you,
voice. If it's male, that way they're still.
hmm
Sorry, my friend's using my crossbow right now and shooting everything in the room.
no problem.
One that Dave has, so he understands the fun of a suction cup on furniture from across the room.
Yeah.
But,
absolutely.
but yeah, like if there was just that little extra little bit of selling that we're really with
Yeah,
the
like in
around us too.
Wildlands, your character doesn't have a voice. Well, like it's not like you're choosing dialogue options. Is I guess what I'm trying to say. But yeah, you have this sort of dialogue with the other characters. It's kind of cool. It helps you feel like you're part of this team.
If
Of
we were having something like that, not with like squad NPCs or anything like that, because that's not a thing,
no,
but just
like
NPC,
well we actually talk to our squad
somebody,
members.
yeah, somebody interacts with you where it's like for example in the first game you'll have those persons who randomly come up to you in the base of operations and be like, for everything that you're doing out there, or one of them is like, you helped save my brother, I can't tell you how much that means to me. Like those little
Yeah.
dialogues, if there's something like, you don't need to thank me for that, or it's my pleasure, or I'm
So
glad
like
he's
it's
doing okay, just
like
little
your character is
acknowledgments.
saying something back.
Yeah, just little acknowledgments of interaction. That would be a nice
Okay.
little touch. Just
Hmm.
and then as far as cutscenes go, that help drive the narrative, help sell.
That is, I
Sell
like this idea.
Something like
I mean, I
Assassin's
know
Creed.
that from a developer standpoint, they're going, okay, so that's going to be
Yeah, I mean,
about 5,000 lines, and that's going to be X
yeah,
number of days
times
to
two because we have
record.
two genders to record it in.
Oh
Or
yeah,
cookie.
but they have to have more than just two people. They're probably going to have
Voice options.
yeah, they'd
different
probably be like,
languages.
Yeah,
yeah, there's
the
different language, so
technical side of it is a pain.
it's something where it sounds like a little thing, but I can imagine how much time and effort that would take to add to the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I like the idea of that. Like I don't mind. Uh, hmm. I don't know. See here, I'm actually of two minds on this because on the one hand, I agree with you. I love
You see
that
both
in
sides
Ghost
of it like I do. Yeah.
Well, no. What I'm just talking. I'm not talking about the development. I'm talking about the player experience. From the player experience side, I see Division as being a very immersive game, and when you have an interaction with an NPC, and then your character says something to that NPC, and it's not your voice, I wonder if that breaks the immersion somewhat, and if they would not want to do that. If I'm a developer, if I want to choose not to do that, because I want to maintain the immersion as much as possible.
And I'm thinking
Or-
that's why they don't have it in the first game.
Yeah, maybe.
Exactly.
Maybe that was the choice.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I do see like, hey, you know, if an NPC comes up to you and is like, hey, yeah, you know, you saved my brother, and your character, you know, like you don't have dialogue options, but your character can say something back to them like, just doing my job, ma'am, or you know, just says some kind of banter back to them.
Just the
That
little.
kind of makes you that also that it's a different kind of immersion, but it, you know, that also kind of makes you feel like, hey, you know, I'm here helping the people out.
Yeah, even if it's like a minor, like little voice line they have in like a, I don't know, like a cutscene or something, like just saying like, okay, I'll be on it or something like that. There was a game.
Yeah.
There was a game where you could create your own character, but they didn't talk a lot. But when they did talk, you were like, holy shit! Wait, my character is a voice.
Yeah, and that's what you don't want, right? You don't want it to be breaking your immersion with the game, breaking the player's experience somewhat. You don't want to take them out of the game and have that moment of like, oh crap, my character actually talks.
Yeah.
You want everything to kind of feel like an extension of the character. You feel like you know, everything you build into this character is the developers are building into your character for the game is going to feel like an extension of yourself.
Hmm.
Will come with how they were talking about the depth they're wanting to be this time around compared to
Right.
what ended up happening, where it's like, yeah, it's an immersion thing where it's like with myself, much as I can, I do try to myself within the game, and it's a purely psychological. If I can truly identify with that digital representation, then I care
Yeah.
that much more about what happens to that digital representation.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Immersion. Whereas
Agreed.
if it's like, yeah, if it's like, okay, this is my ideal self, there is a little bit of disconnect still. Or if it's like I have no say over it and it's just character,
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
great. I can interact. You know, you can only go so far with. First, you are in the story of Kratos in God of War, or
Yeah.
Geralt in The Witcher, just simply because you don't have that personal touch
Hmm.
that you can't get immersed. But it's a different, you differently psychologically when you are able to rotation of yourself.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh, well, that was a very deep segment. Thank you for your question, Baundiesel. We appreciate you. But is there any closing statements you guys want to put up onto the podcast before we call it a night?
My client is innocent.
I
All the hunters' fault.
I don't know. That's just the first thing that popped in my head.
I didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
It wasn't me.
I've
Yeah.
never seen that man or that axe before in my life.
It's like, what? The axe that says Splinter Shield this is mine with your phone number on it? No. All right, we'll call the number.
If lost,
Hello?
return to, yeah.
Just grab your phone and throw it at a wall and it breaks like that was nothing.
Yeah.
That's my axiom call. 1-800.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need a hunter hotline. We need you for
If
Alright.
found,
need you
if
for
found, turn
hunt-
around and hand it back to me.
hunting services. Have a flyer.
Hunting services.
But I think that was a really good episode, guys. That was awesome.
Yes, I would agree.
But I think we'll wrap it up for now. Yeah,
Plug the Discord and iTunes and YouTube.
yeah. If you guys are watching on iTunes or Google Play or anything, we'll have the links to different places going out to us, such as our Twitter, such as our Twitch.tv right here, such as our iTunes, such as our YouTube channel. We are the Divisionary Podcast basically everywhere, or just the Divisionary. You can look us up But if you guys enjoyed, leave a like if you're on YouTube, or give us a follow on Twitter or anything. And we're always appreciative of new players, new watchers, and new listeners and everything. So if you want to talk to us, you can hit us up on Twitter at The Divisionary, and anywhere else at The Divisionary Podcast. But I am Wolf of Cherno, and everybody else want to say goodbye?
Yeah. All right. I'm Keelan562. Always a pleasure being here. Looking forward to the next one. Do it again.
The baby or me?
Uh,
Healer's choice.
Goodbye, everybody.
That's so scary. I don't. I'm scared to hear it in the DZ. All right, guys, but it was a good episode, and we'll see you next time. Okay, I'm Wolf of Cherno. We are the Divisionary. Signing off. Have a good one, everybody.
Everyone.
cheerio, guys.
Bye.